Yes.
I didn't understand. So
We have our test next class. So make sure you study, pay attention to what we're doing right now in class. Take notes, ask us questions when you don't understand.
Because we cannot help you.
Alright, there you go.
Try it and you might just aren't good at memory. Don't leave us your keys though.
Luis, we want you to go get into your house. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to come visit you at your job.
Oh, no,
Like, Luis, look at your keys. Alright, let's go ahead and do this warm-up together to review direct variation. First of all, do we remember what the equation for direct variation is? Anybody remember what the equation for direct variation is? Y equals K times X.
That's what I said.
I agreed. I said yes. Alright, so my equation for direct variation is Y equals K times X. This is very similar to our graphs before where we had slope-intercept forms. And we have, what is our y-intercept for a direct variation graph? I know. You had your one. What is my y-intercept for any direct variation graph? 0. 0, yes. My y-intercept is always 0 for a direct variation graph. That means it must go through the origin. So all direct variations go through the origin. Right here's where my origin is. So why is number 1 not a direct variation right now? Because it doesn't go through the origin. It must go through the origin for it to be a direct variation. So let's change it so it is a direct variation. Oh, beautiful. Now it's a direct variation. That was so difficult. So a direct variation must cross through my origin. On your graph, it must go through the origin. All right, number 2. Here's my equation. Y equals 1/2 x plus 3. What is my y-intercept for this equation here? 3. This is my y-intercept. Why is this currently not a direct variation? Right, it doesn't have a 0 at the end. See, Luis knew it. He wasn't even here last class. Come on, guys. So this has to be 0 on the end. In order for it to be a direct variation, there needs to be 0, or we should have just 1/2 x. You don't necessarily have to write the 0.
You have homework?
Right? So y-intercept of 0, we don't have to write the 0 there. And we have to put that.
Any of the homeworks from any of the other classes?
Yeah, you need to have the x.
Any other
with it.
class?
You can, yes,
From the other
yes.
classes.
Because if I just have this,
That's it.
then that's just a
I don't know
number
what's
that's a
going on with you, dude.
horizontal line. We want it to pass through the origin.
Didn't I say starting today?
What?
Didn't I say I'll just start doing it?
I didn't hear that. You might have told Mrs. Margaret. I didn't hear.
That you're going to start doing your homework?
Yeah.
I told me that a while ago.
What do you want?
How many times
did
have you
I?
said you
Like a couple
skipped
classes
several,
ago.
darling?
Yeah, I can understand that.
Okay.
Alright, so for my warm-up here, number 2,
But
to
if you
change this
finish
to a
it,
direct
I'll give you more.
variation,
If you
I need
stay
to just
after
simply make
today,
the
I'll
y-intercept
give
to
you
0. So I need to take
I'll
off
give
my
you at least
y-intercept.
9 points if you get it done by next class.
Alright, number 3, we have a table. So again, this is what we talked about last class. Direct variations go through my origin.
What is that?
Equations have, what? Okay, equations have a y-intercept of 0. Now for my table, how do I know if a direct variation, if a table is a direct variation?
Do you know where your seat is?
We have to multiply by the
You're
same
missing all
thing.
those stamps then.
So
You're gonna have
negative
to print
2
every single
times
homework.
what gives me negative 12?
-6.
Close, just positive 6. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how you did these.
Negative 2 times 6 is
but
negative
you missed a
12.
bunch, and
Is
that
0
is nowhere
times
near what
6
you should
0?
have done. And same with
Yep.
these.
Yes, yes, yes. It works
I
so
don't know
far.
what your deal was with
Is
these, but-
3
Right.
times 6 12 though? No. What
And
should
then
this
how do you
be?
work it, yeah.
18.
Oh, there's a new one. But this one
Good.
is work.
is 4 times 6, 14. No, what does that need to be? Good, 24. So in order for it to be a direct variation, we have to multiply by the same number each time. It has to be the same. It was not the same, so it wasn't a direct variation, so we changed it to be the same. Alright, questions on 1, 2, or 3? Julia, you look so excited. Alright, let's take a look at number 4. You had more problems like this on your homework. This is a more common one. So for this to be direct variation, we start off with the equation y equals k times x. You have a problem just like this on your mini quiz that you're about to take. Alright, so if I have y equals k times x, and it says x is 3 when y is 18. K stands for constant of variation. What's that?
And what is K the same as?
0.
Which is that.
Right. Pretty good, Abby. Yeah, in our equation, y equals mx plus b. This is my y-intercept. This is my slope. So K and M are the same. K is just your slope. Alright, so we start off with y equals k times x. Cordell, what is x equal?
3.
And what am I going to do with 3?
Plug it in.
Right, I take this 3 and replace x with it.
Y equals 18.
And Sydney, what is y?
Huh?
What is y?
Repeat the question.
What is Y?
Y is 18.
Thank you, Sultan. Y is 18. So Sydney, what am I going to do with that 18?
Plug it in, plug it in.
Put it in for y.
18 equals k.
Alright, so solve for k.
Whoa. Wait, what is this? Y is 18?
Man, I don't get it.
What'd you say, Abby? So we have y equals 18. I'm putting that in for y, and I'm going to solve for k to find k. Alright, so divide.
Where's the warm-up?
Good. So we get k is 6. Very good, Abby. Alright, questions so far?
Yeah, quick question. I don't understand. What are you?
Do you have a question, John?
I don't understand. Can you repeat what you did?
So I
Anyone
took
who has
y.
homework that did not get checked off. The homework's so long.
18 is y, so I substitute that in for y. X is 3, so I put that in for x, and I'm just solving for k.
Well, where are you all these times?
Yes.
Well, you know how Then what is she
As
doing
long
with the
as you
48?
know
What are you
it's
doing with the
multiplying.
48?
We like to put parentheses around it since it's after the letter,
Read it.
but as long as you know it's multiplying, you know to divide, then it's fine.
It's just a warm-up. It's not one. It's the warm-up.
Okay, what do you do with the 48?
This one Y equals.
That's what we're about to do. Alright, so we have our equation now. We have 6 is k, so I can write my equation. Now that I know k, I can take k and put it in. So Cordell, what do I do with the 6?
Huh?
What do I do with the 6?
You
We put it in for k!
Yeah.
Stick with me, so you don't distract me.
I'm asking him a question and he over here trying to be smart.
What? That is an x. We just solved and found that k is 6. So
Oh,
I
I get
took
what
this
you're
number
talking
and put it in
about.
for k.
You divided 18 by 3.
Yes!
And that equals 6.
That equals 6, which is
Equals
k.
Oh.
And we just put k in.
Special.
Alright, so we have our equation.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Oh, yes!
Jocelyn didn't get an applause for her earlier.
I didn't get involved in my early birthday.
Ain't nobody care about your birthday.
Okay,
Moving on.
now number 4. Did it ask me just to write an equation?
No.
No! They gave us more information. Find x when y is 48.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take 48,
That's what Dad was
Plug it into Y.
put it into the y.
Do that.
Who said that?
Jay.
Good. Divide by 6,
Did you got your hair?
Eight.
and we get x is 8. Good.
I cut my hair, that's all I have to.
We finally did what they told us
I'll
to.
be quiet. We got to go.
We found x. X is 8.
Shut up.
Alright, questions on our warm-up?
I'm talking.
That's why you're at.
Do you have a question? You're looking at me, but you're not speaking. Do you have a question?
I got to that.
You want to miss going over homework questions?
Me? Oh, story of his life.
Isn't there a song about that?
Yeah.
Such a fun like.
No, not that one.
How am I supposed to know this is your agenda? Oh, wait.
What
Oh, good. See? Notice how Sultan's using his own.
She said that
agenda.
last time.
I have to keep saying it. This is your last pass. You sure you want to use it? It's the last one for the entire
Don't use it
quarter.
right now.
The last one for all the way until the end of January.
48 is before 5th period.
The end of January? Is that when this quarter ends?
You sure you want to use it?
Dang.
It's your last one?
Yes.
We're not gonna have school like January or December because of snow, so might as well.
This quarter ends in
Why?
January?
Yeah.
See, here, don't.
20 something? I think it's end of January.
Why do these schools of snow?
I sure hope so. Okay. Questions on the warm up? Okay. Let's take a look at our homework then. This homework. Do you need it?
I have stacks of papers for people that would have them.
You're gonna be another thing. Seeing all the days.
We are friends.
Sydney smokes y'all.
These are yours.
You like your silly boo. You know why? Because I'm how you get to know you love.
I already have
No,
this
you,
paper.
you love reading this song.
I have one. This one I got to my son. You all have bubbles. When I got to my son.
Now starting. You start louder.
At 6 months to your birthday. It's December, I think. That's actually, I know it's in December. I just wrote your card.
Stop for that.
How are you? Thanks for saying dry.
Dry and dry.
Miss Margaret, just tell her.
Dry.
I know.
That's what she said.
So does this flow in the dark?
You said you could get some.
Alright, be checking your answers. We're gonna go over questions real quick.
And Miss
Don't
Margaret.
miss me while I'm gone, Cordell. Don't be crying over here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alright, Jonathan, you said 21.
Miss Marjorie.
Did you say 21? Jocelyn, you said 21? Wait, who said?
Someone else.
You said 21, right? Jonathan, right? Justin! Ah! I've done that so many times.
It's okay, I'm normally the one making.
Can I get an ice pack after we get done with the quiz?
You always want an ice pack.
I like the ice one so much before the quiz.
Alright, number 21, your paycheck varies directly with the number of hours you work. Again, we see that terminology, varies directly. Anytime you see varies directly or is directly proportional to, we have to use our equation y equals k times x. Alright, it says if you earn $75 in 10 hours, what is your hourly wage? Well, let's take a look at our variables. Your paycheck varies directly with the number of hours you work. So my paycheck is y, varies directly, the number of hours is x. Or you can make up different variables, it's still the same. If you earn $75 in 10 hours, what is your hourly wage? $75 is your paycheck. So this is just my y value. And 10 hours is the number of hours I worked. So that's just my x value. So I put this in. I said y, but I didn't actually put in 75 yet. How about we actually put in 75? Alright, so how do I solve for k? Divide by 10. We're currently multiplying 25. Those cancel and we get k equals 7.5. 7.5 what? $7.5 an hour. That's actually not bad.
No, K.
So varies directly just means that there's a number times the other variable.
It's the same as slope and
Right.
variation.
Questions on 21? That makes more sense, Justin. Alright, and then Jocelyn, you said number 23. Oh, yes, these are good ones. Alright, here's 23 and 22. These ones look difficult because there are a lot of words. But it's actually really simple. What do we know about a direct variation on the graph? What has to happen? It has to go through my origin. So here they told us, represents a direct variation. That means it must go through the origin.
122 already.
And then it has a slope. It says locate one additional point that is on the graph. Well, this is the point that they gave us. If it has to go through the origin, let's use the origin as my other point. For direct variations, it must always go through your origin. So it's just the origin.
If this was not there, then it would be in your variation.
They would give you a point. They'd either give you an equation or at least 1 point.
Okay.
Alright, questions on 22? Alright, number 23 then. Same idea. They told us it's a direct variation, so it must go through the origin. And it has the same slope all the way throughout. So if this is the point they gave me, it must go through the origin, so that's my other point. And then to find a second point on the line, let's just look at my slope. I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the left 1, 2, 3. And again, we went to the left, so that's negative. So my slope is negative 4/3. All I have to do to find another point is do that slope again. Up 1, 2, 3, 4. To the left, 1, 2, 3. And here's my point. So again, it must go through the origin. Good. It must go through the origin. And then you use your slope to find another point still on that line. Is that better, Jocelyn? Alright, let's take a look at 24 and 25. Alright, 24 was C and 25 was C. Any questions on 24 and 25? We're good?
Number 25.
Number 25, alright. It says, which table does Y vary directly with X? Again, varies directly means we have this equation. It must stay consistent throughout the whole table. I have to multiply by the same number each time. 1 times what gives me 4?
1, 4.
4. Does 2 times 4 give me 4? No, so this one does not work. Let's try the next one. 1 times what gives me 3?
3.
3. Does 2 times 3 equal 4? This doesn't work, so let's try the next one. Times 5, times 5, times 5. They all work. So C's my answer.
Start the quiz.
24. Alright, last one.
We have a quiz?
Every day.
Two relationships are described, and it asks which statement is true. We need to decide if they are direct relationship or not. Again, a direct variation follows the format y equals k times x. So I need to see, is the k value the same for each situation, and is it the same here? So if Karen drove 150 miles in 4 hours, I divide by 4, and I get, what do we get for that? Divide by 2, 75, is it 75 over 2? 35.2? Is that what we got? What is 150 divided by 4?
150 divided by 4?
Yeah. I don't remember. Use your calculator.
Actually, no. 150.
32.5.
It's a 37.
Ah, I was close. 37.5.
What?
Alright, so K for this first one here was 37.5. Let's see if it's the same here. 75 miles in 2 hours. 75 miles in 2 hours divided by 2. 75 divided by 2 is indeed 37.5. So we're multiplying by the same number both times, so I know that this is a direct variation. Alright, the next one. We have to do the same thing. We have to decide if relationship T is a direct variation. Alright, so 4 hamburgers in 10 minutes. And I get 0.4 for my K value. So here K equals 0.4. Let's see if it's the same for the next one. 12 hamburgers in 30 minutes. So 12 equals K times 30. Divide by 30. And again, we get 0.4 is K. Since they both have the same K value, I know this is a direct relationship. They're both direct relationships, so I know C is my answer. Both relationships are direct variation. Good. So if it's the same K value, it's a direct relationship. Same K value, direct relationship. All right. Go ahead and clear off your desks for our mini quiz. Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Say yeah, tomorrow. No, today.
I ain't trying to do it today. Can we do it tomorrow, Singer?
Nope.
What about tomorrow in Stinger?
Can we do it tomorrow, Singer?
The quiz? No.
Why?
No. We're doing it now.
Why?
It's
Why do you
It's
run?
Stinger 7 tomorrow. You lucky ducks. All right. So you go to YouTube.com. I created a YouTube account solely for this class in geometry.
Is that what recording means when you hit record?
All right, so you want to search Margraph Math.
No, it's on Blackboard too.
It is also on Blackboard. Okay. All right, so you'll see the top one says Margraph Math.
Guys, please stop talking.
This is the channel you want to look at. If you go to the playlists, you can watch the geometry ones if you want. Yeah, right there. Algebra Unit 4. You emailed me. I didn't get it. I didn't get your email. I didn't get it. I didn't get it though. I'll look. Alright, so you'll see that on here, you can watch whatever video you want to watch. Here's the very first day of the unit. I did delete a video because I uploaded the wrong one. Oh look!
You don't post the homework.
It's the first unit. Or the first of the unit.
You don't post the answer.
Yeah, why don't you put the homework?
I don't put the answers to the homework up there. But I have the answers you can check with me. Because I don't want you to just copy them down. I want you to actually do it. So that's where our videos are.
Sunday or during Stinger or something and look at the keys so you can check your answers. You named it as you.
Margraph Math.
Make sure you do the work first. I know.
Also, on Blackboard, you go to Algebra 1. Everything is under course materials. We're in Unit 4. And each day we upload what we did. We also put the video on here too. You just have to have Windows Media Player for it though. It also says what the homework is. So there's the keys for the notes. You can watch the video for the notes. It's all up there.
Is that from like the first day of school?
Straight from
They have the
Blackboard
first day of
if you
school.
want, But if you don't have Windows on your computer, you won't be able to watch it that
Yep.
way. So that's
Go to
why we
course
have
materials.
If you don't have Windows.
Unit
Or if
1.
you want to watch it on your phone and do it on your phone.
Day 1. You see that? First day of school. That's right. First day of school. That's up there. Back when you didn't know who I was and I didn't know who you were.
It was
September 8th.
8? I
Yeah.
thought we had school on the 6th.
No, I think that was Sunday or something like that.
Normally start like the second, but this year we start.
Alright, so everything is up on Blackboard. In fact, the review, since it's to prepare you for the test, I will be posting the answer key for the review up on Blackboard for you to check your answers with, not just copy them down, to help you prepare for the test. Make sure you come see us, though, if you still have questions.
You have the
on it.
answers and homeworks on Blackboard?
I do not post answers to homeworks on Blackboard, because we go over it in class, but you can always check your answers with me. Like, I have the keys, you can check them with. Alright, so let's take a look at what I just passed out in front of you. It says Unit 4 in-class review. Alright, just a reminder, the graph of direct variation goes through what on your graph? This isn't yet on your notes. But for a direct variation, where does it go through on your graph? The origin, yes.
Which one? Adjustment for that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it goes through the origin. You must remember this for all direct variations. Okay? We already did this problem earlier from your homework. Remember to check to see if it's a direct variation. You have to see if it's multiplied by the same thing each time. And it is indeed multiplied by the same thing each time. Okay, so now let's take a look what's actually on your sheet. What I'm doing right now is reviewing for your test next class.
It's B test blind.
Listen, I'm gonna take the test.
You don't have to take it yet.
Thank you so much.
We'll
Do I?
study together.
Do I?
Go ahead and put it in.
Wait, do I have to take that? Do I have to take the test?
Yes. You've been here. He hasn't been here for a week.
But I haven't understood for a week.
Make sure you do your work.
Still your responsibility to come back and figure it out.
Now you
Before school, after school, stingers. Alright, so what we're doing right now is to prepare you for the test. So make sure you're copying this down, paying attention, and asking questions if you don't understand. And do the work. Alright, number 1. What does f of x represent?
Why?
Y, good. So this is just y equals 2x plus 3. It says graph the line using a table. We must have a 0, and we must pick some negatives and some positives. Yeah, negative 1, negative 2. 1 plus 2. Positive 1 plus 2. Sounds great. Alright, now I take my x value and put that in for x. So 2 times negative 2 plus 3.
I'm confused.
So I pick whatever numbers you want. You have to have 0, negatives, and positives. And then for each one, this is x, right? I'm just taking that and putting it in for x. So instead of 2x, 2 times negative.
Oh.
Alright, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, plus 3 is
7.
close.
1.
Negative 1, good. We do this for each problem. You can use your calculator to help you out with it. I'm going to go ahead and do it up here. I want you to work along with us. All right, so 2 times -1 plus 3. Again, each x value, I'm putting it in for x. So 2 times -1 is -2, plus 3 is +1.
Wait, why?
-1 times 2 is -2, plus 3
I thought it was
is +1.
because I haven't been here.
Yes.
Are you saying I'm not listening?
Yes. 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. If you forget, you can put in your calculator, it'll tell you 0. Yes. Alright, so I'm going to do this for each one. When I put 0 in, I get 3.
5.
When I put 1, yeah, good. What's the next one?
If you know what game
3.
I think it's 7. 7.
That's 7.
So copy this down with us. Oh,
Alright,
gee.
okay,
I
okay.
wonder why you don't understand.
I do under. This is the only. Alright.
Good touch, miss.
Good ball.
Thank you.
The only time I take my phone out. Can I get my keys back at least then?
No. What? Because I confiscated your phone because you weren't supposed to be using it. Do you know where that is? It's upstairs. So, right upstairs. Don't worry, she knows where it is. Nice try. Okay. So then we want to graph each of these points. So I have -2, -1. Do you remember how to plot these points? I'm plotting each of these points. So my first point is -2, -1. So -2, -1. Then -1, 1, 0, 3, 1, 5, 2, 7. If we connect those dots, what does that make? It creates a line for us, and as Jordy said, it is a positive slope.
Where's this number 1?
Yep.
The negative is coming.
Yeah, negative is this way. Good. Yes.
So positive the other way.
Have it right? Okay.
Wait, I didn't get it.
I'm not sure. You can go and take your stuff with you just in case. And you got the homework, right? Number 2. You have, okay.
I didn't get it.
It's because this unit we're doing a lot of graphing, and so the graphs take up a lot of space.
I wasn't done.
And for tests, it is always, the review packet is always longer, so you have extra practice problems for it. Because you're preparing for the whole test instead of just one concept.
Guys, that's why they're normally worth a little bit longer. Guys, do be aware that the paragraph says, don't freak out when you see how long packets are or homeworks are. The graphs are
Alright, so number 2. We want to get this in y equals. How do I get y by itself? Subtract 2. Good. Can I combine 1/3 x and -2? No. Why not? Right, they're not like terms. This has an x, and that one does not. All right. So we have then y equals 1/3 x minus 2. Okay. See how we have this fraction here? We want to pick numbers that divide with it nicely, that are factors of it, are multiples of it. So again, I have to have 0. Now, I usually pick my denominator for one of them. God bless you. And then I do twice that, so I would do -6. And then +3 and +6. Each of these are multiples of 3. It divides nicely. Right, so we use our calculators. Negative 6 times 1/3 is negative 2. Minus 2 is negative 4. Negative 3 times 1/3 is negative 1. Minus 2 is negative 3. 0 times 1/3 is 0. Minus 2. We keep doing this, and we get these are answers. Alright, plotting our points. Negative 6, negative 4. Negative 3, negative 3. 0, negative 2. 3, negative 1. Julia, you with me still? And 6, 0. We see this should indeed create a line. Also, now that we know how to graph these with slope-intercept form, what is my y-intercept for my equation? Yeah, negative 2. Negative 2 is my y-intercept. Notice I have that on my graph. My slope is 1/3. Notice I went up 1 over 3. Up 1 over 3. So you can use that to help check.
Sound like a very bad
Up 1 over 3.
I'm the one with the
Alright,
whole
number 3.
So one
Find the x and y intercepts and then graph it. My x-intercept, I have my x value. My y value is 0. It's where it crosses your x-axis. So let's substitute that in. Y is 0.
Yeah.
And then I'm solving for x. Alright, so I add 4 to both sides. Divide by 2, and I get x equals 2. I added 4.
I feel silly.
Divide by 2. I got x
You
equals
know,
2.
home stay for screen.
I added 4.
manager.
So I took 0 for y, and I put it in. And then I added 4 to both sides. So I got 4 equals 2x.
Oh.
And then divide by 2.
What'd
you say? The other one? I don't remember. Yeah, it is. Alright, so I can go and plot my x-intercept of 2, 0. It should be on your x-axis, right? It crosses your x-axis. Alright, now the same thing for my y-intercept. I have 0, comma y. So I take 0, put it in for x. Y equals 2 times 0 minus 4. 2 times 0 is 0. Minus 4, negative 4. So my y-intercept is 0, negative 4. When I plot that, it is indeed on my y-axis. Also, again, this is in y-intercept form, slope-intercept form. My y-intercept, we can see from my equation, is indeed negative 4. Alright. Graph our line in between this. We have our line. Alright, next. Identify the x and y intercepts. My x-intercept is x, comma 0. My y-intercept is 0, comma y. Alright, my x-intercept is when y is 0, so I look for y to be 0. Yeah.
When I come,
They're the same points.
It takes the whole day.
Right now I'm looking at just my x-intercept.
in the morning.
The same points, my x-intercept is 5, 0.
Are you going somewhere else for laundry? You go somewhere else for laundry.
Sultan, Sydney, keep writing. My y-intercept is when x is 0. So I go to x is 0. And I have my y-intercept is 0, negative 9. If you want to double check this, you can do a little graph. My x-intercept, 5, 0, does indeed cross my x-axis, and 0, negative 9 does indeed cross my y-axis. If when you graph it you find you flipped it, that means you probably flipped your x and y. Alright. Next, it says find the slope. My equation for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All that means is we take my y's and subtract them, and then take my x's and subtract them.
Okay, so the ones in the parentheses are your x's?
Yes, the one in my parentheses is my x, f of x. So it means that 6 is my x,
It goes on the bottom.
and negative 12 is my y.
Which one is your y?
5 is my x, what it's equal to.
Negative 3.
Negative 3 is your y.
But we have to
Because
subtract
f of
them.
x is just the same thing as y. So that's cool.
So we subtract them.
Alright, so then we pick our points. This is going to be my first one. This will be my second one.
That's not what's good, that's good. No.
And then I put that into my equation.
No. That's
I
not
take
right,
my
but
second y value, negative 3,
No.
and subtract my first y value.
Negative 12.
So here my point is 6, negative 12, and 5, negative 3. I want to subtract my y's and subtract my x's. I start with my second point. So my y value here is negative 3 minus the y value here, which is negative 12. So I did y minus y. What does minus and negative turn into?
Positive.
Positive, plus a positive.
I just know his class is over. His class.
Alright, so then we subtract our x's.
It's 50.
5 minus 6.
229.
Whoa.
Negative 3 plus 12
Negative.
is positive 9.
Wait, why'd I get negative? Hold up.
And 5 minus 6, negative 1. Which just gives me negative 9.
Negative 3 equals. Wait, but when I put it in the calculator, it still gave me negative 9.
That means you're putting
Since
your
that one
calculator
was the
wrong.
bathroom.
No, I'm put.
Alright, so then our next one,
Bathroom.
we have our equation. Where is my slope located in my equation?
Bottom. Wait, slope equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b. Which letter represents my slope?
M
And this is my slope. So what's my slope in this equation?
x. Oh, negative. With a negative, it would be negative 1.
Negative 1. That there's an assumed 1 in front.
Right.
So my slope is just whatever is in front of x,
I'm not writing all that.
which is negative 1.
Negative 1. And then b equals 3.
Yeah, your y intercept is 3. They just asked for the slope.
I'm gonna just write what b equals.
Alright, so now we have to find the slope of the line.
You change it without telling us.
You gotta keep up. You're sitting there staring off into space. You're talking to
What do
Cindy
you mean?
on your phone.
Wait, I'm done.
You have my phone. So you can't say I'm on my
Right,
phone.
earlier. Keep up.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Come on, we did this a long time ago, sir.
We just. Alright.
Alright, find the slope of the line. We have to find 2 nice points. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one.
Wait, where's another one? Oh, you found the one on the yard. That's my phone.
Our slope is rise over run.
Oh.
I went up 3,
And then you went.
and I went to the left 2, so that's going to be negative. Also, my line has a negative slope. So my slope is just negative 3 over 2.
It's up 3, negative 2.
Sometimes you feel insecure.
Ready?
Now you ask.
Just for you, Sultan.
Even when I'm insecure.
Alright, my next equation.
Oh, there's a back.
Yeah, that's why we gotta keep moving and grooving. Alright, so graph the line. We want to get it in y equals mx plus b. Alright, so I'm going to add 12x. Add 12x. And I get 6y. Can I add 12x and negative 24? No, they are not like terms. That's 12x minus 24. Divide by 6. Divide by 6. Do our heart because we love math. Do our heart because we love math.
No, you won't.
Alright, so my y-intercept is negative 4. So I go down 1, 2, 3, 4. And what is my slope? 2. Which 2 is the same thing as?
Someone else would.
2 over 1. So I go up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. We only need about 3 points.
That was so fast. Wait, what?
You only need a couple, and then you can draw your line.
Alright, okay, can I try y equals 2x minus 4? Or negative 4?
Alright. Is this a positive slope or a negative slope? Positive. We go up to the right. Alright. Next. It's already in y equals mx plus b. Julia, what's my y-intercept? Jocelyn, what's my y-intercept? 5. My y-intercept is the number on the end. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And my slope is negative 3 over 1. So I go down 3 to the right 1.
Miss Margaret.
Down 3 to the right 1.
253.
Connect those.
Cause you sure look good to me. I'm like,
254.
Alright, next problem.
1 minute.
We're going to do 2 more.
1 minute left.
Y equals. What type of line is this?
negative.
Horizontal.
Can you skip 9?
Oi!
Jeez.
It's a horizontal
It
line.
goes straight.
And then y is negative 2.
Wait.
And add y equals negative 2. It's a horizontal line. My slope is 0 for a horizontal line.
Are we having homework today?
Yes,
No.
worksheet 15.
Come on, please.
Did
One
you guys
time.
already pick this up?
I didn't. I need it.
Alright, worksheet 15 is your homework. It's the review packet for class.
we
The
not
test
get-
next class. If you need one, if you didn't grab one off of the stool, I got one for you.
You're so good though.
I said thank you.
You said I did it.
You did? If you didn't get one, make sure you grab one on your way out. Alright, so again, a horizontal line is when we have y equals, and so here we have y equals negative 2. So we plotted the point negative 2 for y, and then we have our horizontal line there. Also, our slope is going to be 0 for any horizontal line. Okay. And again, we use the acronym OI to help us out with that. So the number 11 says graph and determine the slope of the line. Here we have x equals 3. For any x equals, we have the acronym VUX. X equals is a vertical line. So we go to x equals 3. Plot my point. And a vertical line through there. Try to make it straight. And for any vertical line, my slope is undefined. So just write slope is undefined. Okay, so again, VUX and OI when we're using x equals and y equals just a number. Alright, number 12 says circle all the answers that represent a direct variation equation. We talked about this earlier when we did the warm-up and our homework. A direct variation passes through the origin and thus has a y-intercept of 0. So when I look at my equations, I want there to be nothing after my x. So like letter A, it says 1/2 x. Same thing as plus 0, which means my y-intercept is 0. So I'm looking for there to be the absence of a number for my y-intercept. So A is one of my answers. B is one of my answers. C does not work because the y-intercept is 2. And D doesn't work because I'd have to divide by x. And thus I'd have y equals 2 over x. That does not look like my original direct variation equation, y equals k times x. Alright, and then again the graph has to go through the origin. So E would work because my y-intercept is 0, but F would not work because my y-intercept looks to be about 4. So direct variation, the equation has a y-intercept of 0, and the graph has a y-intercept of 0, meaning it goes to the origin. And finally our last ones. Number 13, if Q varies directly as P, and when Q equals -2, P equals -10, find the constant of variation. My constant of variation is K. Make sure you read and know what the instructions are asking for. Alright, it says varies directly. So normally I have y equals K times X, but here we just have different variables. So Q varies directly as P, so Q equals K times P. Same type of equation, just different letters. When Q is -2, so I take -2 and put it in for Q. And P is -10. So I take -10 and put that in for P. So K times -10. Then I just simply solve for K. I'm going to rewrite my equation here. Divide by -10. Divide by -10 is reduced. So I get K equals -2 divided by -10 is 1/5. Be careful, it's 1/5, not 5. It asks for the constant of variation K, so that's my answer. K equals 1/5. Number 14, similar. The weight of an object W varies directly with the mass M of the object. So again, we have varies directly. So W varies directly with the mass of the object. The mass is M. So W equals K times M. Again, Y equals K times X, but we have different variables here. So W equals K times M because it varies directly. If a bowling ball has a mass of 6 kilograms, mass is M, so M is 6. Its weight is 60. Weight is W, so W is 60. Find the weight of a basketball if its mass is 4 kilograms. Right, so we need to first put in those values and find K. W is 60. K we don't know. M is 6. Divided by 6. So it reduces, and we have 10 equals K. Okay, so now it says find the weight of a basketball if its mass is 4 kilograms. So let's write my equation using this information. Weight equals K times M. Well, I know my K is 10. Alright, find the weight of a basketball if its mass is 4 kilograms. So M here is 4. So I just simply take 4 and substitute it in for M. W equals 10 times 4, because M is just 4. And I have that my weight is 40. Look for units, but they didn't give us any units for weight. So W is equal. Again, direct variation always starts off with this equation y equals K times X, or whatever variables you have there. I think that's the last one. Yep. So remember, make sure you study for your Unit 4 test next class. And make sure you have your notebook all ready to go. Put in order, we have worksheets 1 through 15. Your unit review, which is worksheet 15, is due next class tomorrow.